So, I've got a few minutes to make a video here, and I'll tell you why in a second. And in these few minutes, I watched some videos. One popped up on my feed called The Realities of Van Life. And very interesting. And I just was amazed at how true everything was. Someone decided to make a video that was not glamorizing the not like the videos that you make that aren't lies, but they they're entertainment for YouTube, so they glorify van life in a way that isn't the exact reality of van life. And um and so that was very neat to see someone speaking the truth about what really there's what a lot of the things are like in spending your life in a van. And truth be told, I'm not even doing the van life, because if I was, I would have one of those kind of videos. It's like the van life because, well, I'm living my life in this van for a month, or as it's been lately, a month on end. I get some time off next week, but like you heard in my last video, I was wondering why I got dispatched all the way to Tennessee, thinking maybe that somehow they had a weekend load running me back, and that's not usual. So I had to call and ask what was up, and come to find out, the dispatcher didn't look at my schedule. He was apologetic, and so it was a mistake, and asked if I was, still interested in running the load, and of course I was, trying to be a team player here. So no big deal. I think since there's nothing, I just wanted time off, but I'm not going to actually miss anything at home. I'm willing to shove a couple days. Maybe they'll probably give me a couple extra days on the other end of my time. So, but back to my point, I don't even really live the van life, or not even really. I'm just doing the van expediting job, which entails being in the van. But the van life means that you're making these videos that show this great traveling thing. People get entertained by that, and it turns into a lot of views, which turns into some revenue that keeps you running in the van. And that seems like, oh my God, it's like not even a job. You're just going traveling places and filming everything. But like they say in their videos, they'll tell you all about it. It's fake kind of in a way, because it's like you're always filming things that are you're spending your whole time filming, or not really taking in the experiences yourself. You're spending a lot of that time creating content. There's all, listen to those videos. They'll tell you all about. I can't go over all the points they made right here. What I can tell you about is my little reality here. I've completed, like, maybe like what could be considered the first leg of my video. I've got, what, 900 miles to go, so I just did 200 and about 20 miles of that. It would be nice to do 300 miles, but I'm stuck. I'm stopped. And why am I stopped? And for an undetermined amount of time. So it's like, what do you do? And let me tell you all about that, why I'm stuck. I'm crossing the border with freight. And to cross the border with freight, you always have to have special paperwork that comes from the dispatchers, that comes from a broker. So they have to communicate with other people, who communicate with other people, who eventually get them the paperwork, which eventually gets sent to me in the van. I print out and can then cross the border with basically what amounts to be a fucking piece of paper. But you may cross, right? This special ink allows with magic ink, so you can pass. But apparently it's got codes, means stuff's been checked and verified, and everybody knows what's on the van, I guess. So that being said, like, I started out in Toronto, and I had 3 hours of drive time. That's usually enough to get the paperwork, but it's not always. And here's a funny one. Other times, recently, I've been waiting for paperwork. It's taken up to 12 hours, sometimes 15 hours to get the paperwork. Especially one day, I made it to the border, and it was freezing cold. And there was nothing to do but sit and look at a duty-free shop. There was nothing to do. I was in Alexandria Bay, near the Thousand Islands of New York. And so I'm thinking, I've already had 2 or 3 hours driving. It's usually 4 or 5 hours. So maybe I've got 2 hours. No, I slept all night in a van where I ran out of heat. It was freezing cold, and it got to a point. Um, it was really, and then when I'm just tired and I'm like, and all my time to sleep on my journey is worn out. Here's your paperwork. You can go. And you're supposed to be excited to go when your vibe for traveling is gone and all the wind is out of your sails. So that really sucked. And so it gets to the point when sometimes you get it quick, sometimes you don't. You don't know what to expect, so it's really tough. Um, Yesterday or the other day before, when I was finally heading into Canada after having a nice couple loads in the States, which was a nice break, having to come back into Canada, what do you know? So it was another get to the border and like, hey, everybody, I'm here just waiting for paperwork. So I got the, hey, no problem. We'll send it to you as soon as you get it. So what does that mean? Is it going to be 1 hour? Is it going to be 5 hours? I've waited up to 12 hours, so I don't know what to do, and I'm kind of tired. I have been driving all night long. I slept for a little bit. Actually, I had been coming from Texas. Or where was I coming from? Was I coming from Texas? I was coming from somewhere far away. And yeah. Um, so where did I go? I went from Michigan to where did I drop that load off? What did I even get? I got oh my gosh. Yeah. It was those. I can't even remember. And it was just a couple days ago because you go so many places. But anyways, I got to the border and said, "Well, I'm here. I'm parked with a bunch of trucks. There's totally nothing to do where I am. So let me just basically crawl in the bunk cuz luckily I still had my bunk down. So let me just go and get some sleep. It's probably going to be a few hours." So what do you know? 4 hours later, I'm waking up with the phone ringing. Hey, are you going to get on your way here? You're running out of time. We sent you your paperwork 2 hours ago. So within 45 minutes of me saying, hey, I'm at the border, all of a sudden the paperwork was there. And this is after about 24 hours of them receiving my original paperwork. So I have no idea when this next paperwork is going to get here. The only advantage I have at this point is I'm in Windsor, Ontario at the last little strip before the bridge. So I have restaurants at least to go to. I don't think there's anything like a library on this strip. There's no Planet Fitness on this strip. So not going to go and enjoy any of those facilities. Maybe I will look for a Planet Fitness in Windsor, but it puts me kind of out of the way. And if I get the paperwork, I've got all weekend to deliver this. So just maybe I might just because I bet if I go toward a Planet Fitness or as soon as I kind of head off the route, suddenly paperwork will arrive because that's kind of how it works. Not saying people are playing tricks or people are involved, but this thing's just got a weird karma to it. So that being said, I'm trying to avoid the temptation to go into this Taco Bell and eat my rice and beans. Or well, I don't have any rice, but I have beans. But my can opener just busted. So that means maybe. But I want to avoid because fast food is expensive. It's just a quick pleasure that does not last. As soon as you're done with it, they've got it flavored, blasted, so you crave more, and you'll come back sometime soon, and all of that stuff. However, it is right there. If I go to the Planet Fitness, there's this neat burger place right near there that I could go to too, but that kind of negates going to the exercise place because that stuff makes you fat. I know at least for me it does because I gain a lot of weight when I eat that food. Maybe for you it doesn't, but so I can't say for everyone it does that, but for me it does. So that being said, we don't know what we're gonna do, but I'm here stuck at the border, and that's the reality of van life. For you people who want to know what this is all about, it's getting a little dark outside. It is rainy and dreary. Another thing is there's a big line of storms crossing the U.S., so I don't know what I'm about to hit going across the U.S. I got to check the weather. It's either going to be the rain's past me now, and my route's going to be past the rain. That would be awesome. But I think it's more like the rain is going to be turning into snow by the time I get there, and that's what I'm worried about. Plus, I'm going to be in the there's like a big trough like that, like of cold air across the U.S. and on the other side, coming up the East Coast, is all this warm air from the Gulf. So on one, so for like at least if I'd gone down today, it'd been probably in the 60s by the time I got to my destination in Tennessee, but it's probably going to be in the 40s or 30s. So we should check a forecast and get out of here and let you guys go because I'm rambling on about stuff you guys don't care about. So check with me soon to see when we got across the border and more realities of van life and maybe something about the diesel heater. And I don't know, whatever other content I can think to tell you guys about, like keeping your van clean, because I'm looking over there and I got this pile of garbage piling up, like not like cluttered garbage, it's all in plastic bags, but I filled up a couple plastic bags and I've got to find a garbage bin to throw it in. That might be one right behind me, so we're gonna see about that, but probably a gas station garbage. See you soon.